The only thing that I have a love-hate relationship with these loans. Welcome to the Money series. Samuel Kim, the founder and CEO of NK Elite. So I started this series because when I looked at the money information on the around, I noticed that there's a lot of nonsense to it, and so I decided to start it so that I can share what I've learned about money from my time as a salesperson, from my time as a marketer, as a fundraiser, and also as an entrepreneur. So today it's all about loans. So my elite take on loans. So the first thing is that the reason that I have a love-hate relationship with loans is that I've seen it on one side destroy lives of people, and on the other side I've seen it transform people's life when they use it. And now that is the reason that I have this love-hate relationship with it, because on one side I can see how it has wrecked people's life, and on the other side I have seen how it has changed everything for the people who use them. So enough about this and my little take now. So the first thing for me is that only take loans if you have to. So now this is based on what I've seen from what people like being wrecked by loans. So only take loans if you have to. So if you don't have to, don't take it. Only take it at the last resort. Otherwise, stay very far away from loans. So this is about only look for other ways to fund what you want to fund without relying on loans. Like only use loans if you don't have any other way to raise the capital that you need to do that something specific that you want to do. The second thing is, if you have to take the loan now, if you decide that based on the situation, the only way to go forward is by taking this loan. So if you have to take the loan, make sure that you have a repayment plan for that loan before you put your sign on that paper. So yes, and I mean it. Before you sign on that dotted line, make sure that you have a preparation plan of how you will be paying back that loan. And now this is to make sure that you know how you will go about paying back that loan. And now this is especially important if you have noticed that when you receive free money, you tend to spend it like there's no tomorrow. So if you have noticed yourself that whenever you get free money, so this is maybe you get a gift of money. If you have noticed that you tend to spend all of it, and now you don't even care about what happens next. So this is for you now. So before you sign on the dotted line, make sure that you have a repayment plan in place. Because now the way people look at loans is that it is free money, and now if you have this habit of spending that money, it will affect how you repay it. So having that plan in place will make sure that you know exactly what to do, and now the only thing that will be remaining is the execution. So that is the second thing. Only if you decide you will be taking the loan, have a repayment plan in place before. you sign on that dotted line. So that is about knowing yourself. If you know that you look at loans as free money, this that is specifically for you. Make sure that you have a repayment plan before you take that loan. The third and final thing is that in terms of loans now, from what I've learned from my experience and from watching those around me, is that there's a good loan and there's a bad loan. So the I'll start with the bad loan. So the bad loan is the loan that if you take a loan to acquire liabilities. So this is something like a personal car which you end up spending money on. So if you acquire a loan for something like that, or you to buy a phone which now you end up paying for it monthly, that is now a liability for you. Now it's not take such kind of loan. The other thing is that if you take a loan to start a business based on an untested idea for your business, it will cost you very badly. So that is the second way. The other third way is that if you take the loan to spend it on luxury stuff, so this taking a loan to buy something that you cannot afford. This now is this now will be a bad loan to you and it will end up costing you. On the other hand, we have the good loan. So the good loan is the loan that you take to acquire an asset. So this, for example, now instead of taking that loan to acquire a personal car, you take it and you maybe acquire a van or a bus that will be carrying people now. So it will be generating money for you. So this is now a good loan. So this is a loan that you take to acquire an asset which now puts money into your pocket. The other way to take a good loan is by taking a loan to invest in yourself. So this is mostly in terms of gaining new skills. So you can take courses, you can take a loan to take something like a course that will give you this skill, and now through that skill now you'll able to either increase your income or start generating income. So this is now a good loan. The third way is by of taking a good loan is by taking it and using it to take your market tested idea and now turning it into a business. So the other, when you are taking the bad loan now, you are taking it to start on an untested idea. But when you take it to implement a market tested idea, it is now a good loan for you. So you have to understand the subtleties of it. So that is all that I have today. So the main things about loans is that the first one is that only take the loan if you have to. Only take the loan if you have exhausted every other way that you can acquire capital for what you want to do. The second one is if you decide to take that loan, make sure that you have a repayment plan in place before signing on the dotted line. And the final one is that the difference between good loans and bad loans. So bad loans, these are loans that you take to acquire liability. So a liability is something that takes money out of your pocket to start a business which is based on an untested idea and to buy luxury stuff. On the other hand, a good loan is a loan that you take to acquire an asset. So this is something that puts money into your pocket to invest in yourself. So this is in terms of skills and knowledge so that either you can start generating income or you can increase your income. Now the final one about the good loan is that take the loan to that business based on a market tested idea. So that's all I had for today, and this I will see in the next session. So if you have any comment, if you have any suggestion, if you have something to say about this or something to add on to what I've said, I'll be happy to hear about it. So you can put it in the comments, and I'll see you in the next session. So bye bye. KPDM.